We're taking a look at the India-China military balance on the broadcast. Why are we doing that? Because there is a tense standoff at the Doklam Plateau. Even as there is a tense standoff at Doklam, what we are seeing is China blowing hot, blowing cold. They're talking peace, but there's very shrill war rhetoric coming from the Chinese media. India wants dialogue, India wants peace, but how do numbers stack up? We're taking a look at the Chinese deployment along the line of actual control. There is a 4,500-kilometer long border between India and China and the line of actual control. We're also looking at the aspect of a two-front scenario. Will Pakistan and China borders hot up simultaneously? How are we deployed here in Ladakh, all along the Rajasthan-Gujarat border, and also along the Tibetan plateau? The Chinese are well deployed. They have a vast network of railways and roadways, but India has an advantage in terms of the kind of aircraft and the kind of airfields all along. Also, in terms of the number of troops who are deployed. Remember, in the mountains, it's a ratio of 1:12. Can China afford that? India wants peace. The National Security Advisor, Ajit Doval, he's in Beijing. He's met the Chinese President Xi Jinping as part of a BRICS NSA's delegation. He's also had a talk with his counterpart on border talks, Yang Jiechi. All of that and much more. But first, as always, let's take a look at the ground situation. How do the numbers stack up? Now, the India Today magazine has done a cover story, and we'll talk about that in greater detail. Will there be war? How do numbers stack up between India and China? Well, if you take a look at the numbers count, China has a 2.3 million strong army. Indian army is 1.3 million strong. The Pakistan army just about 500,000 strong. Let's take a look at the number of aircraft in the inventory. Now, China has 1,385 attack aircraft. India has 809, Pakistan 394. Let's take a look at the fighter jets that Indian Air Force has, which is about 679 as against 1,230 of China and 301 of Pakistan. Moving on, let's now talk about the transport aircraft, because moving men and material extremely important to the conflict zone, and here India is doing extremely well. 857 transport aircraft as against 782 of China and 261 of Pakistan. When we talk about towed artillery, and artillery, you remember in the Kargil war, the 155mm howitzers did an extremely outstanding job. India is getting more of those artillery pieces from America now. India has 7,414 as against 6,246 of China and 3,278 of Pakistan. Let's now talk about the multi-rocket launch systems, the multi-barrel rocket launchers. China has 1,770 as against only 292 of India and 134 of Pakistan. But when you look at the entire bigger picture, let's now talk about who dominates the seas. India and China, both evenly poised with one aircraft carrier, both rapidly trying and moving and advancing their navies. China, of course, moving at a much faster pace. More destroyers. China has 32 destroyers as against 10 of India, none in Pakistan. When we talk about frigates, then again, China has 48 frigates against 14 of India and 10 of Pakistan. But these are just numbers. When you talk about the India-Pakistan border, one thing is very clear. India-China border, at the India-Pakistan border, India is far superior. When you talk about the India-China border, India is very well deployed all along. There's a lot that needs to be done in improving infrastructure, in improving mobility, but India is in a very comfortable position.